Hi, and thanks for tuning in to Asia Gaming Brief. I'm face to face today with Mellissa Kong, an esports entrepreneur based in Hong Kong. Has done a lot of work for retail and hospitality brands, including Fairwood and Studio City in Macau. Mellissa, thank you very much for coming and for joining us.
Thanks, Felix. Thanks for having me today.
So just to let our readers and audience get a bit of an idea, could you tell us a bit about REES and Kowloon East Stadium, the two companies that you're involved with and have done that work in the IR space in Macau? Could you tell us a little bit about what you do there?
Yes, so REES is a game engagement platform. We connect the game developers, merchants, and the gamers together. We started off as Kowloon East Stadium. When we first started, we were a event production company, and what we did was, organizing events for game distributors and for venues. And we realized that the events and venues are a one-off activity, and the gamers and the vendors and the brands are actually looking for ways to be engaging each other all the time. Therefore, we put together this REES games engagement platform so that we can automate this process so it's not a one-off situation. So throughout the process, we've worked with, like you mentioned earlier, Macau Studio City with the Macau Crown Group, and also with Fairwood Esports in Hong Kong.
Fairwood sounds like a really, really interesting concept. And I unfortunately haven't been Hong Kong in a while now because of travel restrictions, but I would love to go see it when I'm there. So that concept is what you're talking about there. It's the constant engagement with the gamer audience. It's a dining venue. It's a place for people to play games just amongst friends, not in a competition necessarily, not a competition setting. But you can also hold tournaments there as well as something as like a headline to attract people. Do you feel like that's the model for integrated resorts that want to attract this audience as well?
Yes, I think it's one of the model that the integrated resorts can follow, because it's like going to the movies. You go there because there's a new release, there's a new movie you want to watch. So there's some sort of a content that attracts that person, going to the movie theater to consume. Same as a esports venue in a IR integrated resort. You go there because there's a event happening, there is a tournament happening, and you want to play with friends. It's like playing football on weekends with your friends. You go there, you enjoy with your friends, although you're playing online, but you see your opponents face to face, compete with them. And by working with all the establishments inside the integrated resorts, they can pull together a reward system that rewards the players to win something at the end of every event. And at the end of the event, if I win something, I'll enjoy it with my friends, and then we'll consume more in the same establishment. So that's what we've been trying to do, and we have really good examples where we have players who won a meal, and then they invited the whole family to come and enjoy it at the restaurant. So that is what we see as a catalyst to increase the spending, not just because of one event, but it's like a family activity, or friends and family activity.
So it's very much a promotional, like a promotional tool, right? You're using to attract players, but then to have the players then bring their friends or bring family along. What can you tell us about the people that come to this Fairwood esports / dining area? Like, are they young? How young are they? Are they like 30s or 20s? Like, what are you seeing?
I think it's actually a big range. Like on weekends, we'll see parents bringing their kids to this Fairwood dining. The kids will be playing esports or competing with friends on one side, and then the parents having their meal with the family members. And then you see a group of 30-year plus friends sitting together and competing with each other. So I think it's a range of Gen Zs and millennials, or even younger kids coming together. So it's like a family setting, and because the younger generation are so mobile, gaming is anyways a part of our entertainment consumption. So it's pretty normal going to a restaurant and play games with friends. It's just a different sort of trend that compared to 10 years or 20 years ago. Yeah.
So maybe the commonality is not so much in gender or age or cultural. It's just the gamers. So if you're seeking to attract someone that's outside of your own regular customer, maybe gamers is someone to go for. So final question is, because coronavirus, it's obviously affecting all kind of physical events. So esport tournaments, all those have gone online. The gathering of people is very much restricted still in a lot of parts of the world. But let's just say coronavirus, the vaccines come through, we're all able to travel, we're all able to gather without any restrictions. What should an IR operator be thinking of in terms of a gamer, attracting a gamer audience? Like, what should they kind of look towards in the future?
In the past, the space are designed for spectator events only. So if they were to look at it again, it should be a place where the players can play and compete with friends, but at the same time consume different services within the same space. I think that is what makes the Gen Zs or millennials who have the common interest for gaming and esports gather in one area and spend together. It's like going to the movies. You have the restaurant, you have the movies, you have the common language of what they all like. So instead of going to a stadium where it's a spectator only, you want to go there to feel that you are having some sort of entertainment and consumption at the same time. So I think in that sense, the IRs should approach it not in a stadium for professional only type of a space, but more of a family oriented kind of a space. And that I think would cater for, different ages within the esports and gaming community.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for this interview. Mellissa, thank you very much for your time today. Really interesting to hear about the strategy for esports and how that's changing for integrated resort operators. Well, I hope to see you around soon. I hope to be able to meet you in person, in an appropriate time. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah, look forward to meeting you in person in the very near future too. Thanks for taking the time today.